Three things come to my mind when I think about Mr. Howell. First of all is his love for students. A student told me the other day that Mr. Howell just had a spirit about bringing students in. Students knew that he loved and he cared for them. Second of all, I think about his passion for art. The fact that he loved art, and many times students would take art just to get an extra credit, and then they would get in art, and because of Mr. Howell's love for art, they would find out that art was a passion of theirs as well. Think about all the times that students made kites and then they would have a contest and go out and fly the kites. All the students would come out and look at the designs of the kites, and the other thing is that they have to fly. The other thing that stands out about Mr. Howell was the fact that he was always impeccably dressed, always wearing a shirt and a tie, whether he was teaching a class or driving a school bus. Outside of school, he loved antique cars. One of the things that he would do from time to time is drive his Thunderbird to school, his antique Thunderbird. All the students could come out and take a look at it. Couldn't touch it, but they could take a look at it because he kept it impeccable, just like everything else he did. So Mr. Howell was a great vandal, a graduate of Van High School, and a great vandal as well.
I made this kite 36 years ago in Mr. Howell's art classroom. We didn't know him as Mr. Howell. We all called him Mr. Art, and we still refer to him as Mr. Art. I had him as an art teacher from junior high through high school, and he is one of the, second to football, one of my biggest memories of high school and fondest memories of high school.
Mr. Howell and I were great friends in high school, and when we went to college we roomed together. And one of the things that I do remember so much about Mr. Howell is that on my very first date in high school, we double dated, and he drove and I was in the back seat, and I remember the car that he had. It was a beautiful convertible, and he always prized himself in having a good-looking car. He washed his cars every day, and I do remember that. And when we were in college, we did many things together. He was a dear friend and someone that I will always cherish and never forget. Thank you.
Mr. Howell was one of those teachers who just always brought a smile to your face. You can be having the worst day and just go to his class, and he would always bring a smile to your face. And he was one of those teachers where if you were horrible at art, he did not make you feel that way, because I did some awful stick figures and he made me feel like I just was amazing at whatever I was doing. So Mr. Howell is one of those you'll never forget.
Wow, Mr. Howell. Okay. Most of my memories from Mr. Howell wasn't so much in school. However, yes, in school he was a wonderful teacher. He was always positive, humble, and he was in the group of teachers that I kind of looked to and defined myself as an educator. Okay, that's what I need to strive to be. But my memory is, and this ties together, is when I worked at a little grocery store in town. I saw Mr. Howell quite regularly because he shopped locally, and I always met a kind, respectful, humble man with a great sense of humor. And even though I was the little bag boy, he was still a caring individual rather than just a customer. He's one of the guys that I kind of wanted to, I grouped him with the men of my family and the other male teachers I had, that I need to try to be like that, and maybe I'm getting it right. I need to be like Mr. Howell.